What if I told you that one stunning flowering tree could transform your entire front yard from ordinary to extraordinary? Today I'm revealing the 10 absolute best flowering trees for front yards, and these aren't just any trees. These are the showstoppers that deliver spectacular blooms, perfect size for residential landscapes, and year-round beauty that will make your home the most attractive one on the block. If you want a front yard that stops traffic and makes neighbors jealous every spring, hit that like button right now and subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell so you never miss our landscaping tips that will boost your curb appeal and property value. Okay, let's get into the video. Let's talk about front yard landscaping. Your front yard is your home's first impression. It's what potential buyers see, what neighbors notice, and what defines your property's curb appeal. But most front yards are boring. They've got some foundation shrubs, maybe a patch of lawn, and nothing that creates real visual impact or seasonal excitement. A flowering tree changes everything. The right tree becomes the focal point of your entire landscape, creating drama with spectacular spring blooms, providing shade and structure, adding seasonal interest with fall color or interesting bark, and significantly increasing your property value. A mature flowering tree can add thousands of dollars to your home's value while making your outdoor space more enjoyable. But here's the challenge. You need to choose the right tree. Your front yard isn't the place to experiment. You need a tree that stays the appropriate size without overwhelming your home, that blooms spectacularly but doesn't create a mess, that's relatively low maintenance, that works with your climate and soil, and that looks good year-round, not just during the 2-week bloom period. The 10 trees I'm sharing today meet all these criteria. These are proven performers that landscape professionals use again and again in front yard designs because they deliver outstanding results. They range from small ornamental trees perfect for tight spaces to medium-sized specimens suitable for larger properties. They offer different bloom colors, bloom times, and growth habits to suit various needs and preferences. Over the next 10 minutes, I'll walk you through each tree. For each one, I'll explain why it's perfect for front yards, how large it grows, when it blooms, what kind of maintenance it requires, and any important considerations. By the end, you'll know exactly which flowering tree is perfect for transforming your front yard. Let's discover the flowering trees that will make your front yard absolutely spectacular. Number 1. Eastern Redbud, Cercis canadensis. Starting at number 10, we have Eastern Redbud, and this native flowering tree delivers stunning spring blooms followed by attractive heart-shaped leaves. Eastern Redbud is a small, deciduous tree that grows 20 to 30 feet tall with a similar spread. In early spring, before the leaves emerge, the bare branches become covered in small, pea-like flowers in shades of pink, magenta, or white, depending on variety. The flowers appear directly on the branches and even on the trunk in a phenomenon called cauliflory. After flowering, heart-shaped leaves emerge in bright green, sometimes with purple tints in newer varieties. Redbud thrives in full sun to partial shade and adapts to most well-draining soils. It's hardy in zones 4 through 9. Here's the key benefit. Redbud is native to North America and supports local ecosystems. The early spring bloom provides color when few other plants are flowering. The modest size is perfect for front yards, fitting under power lines and not overwhelming homes. The heart-shaped leaves are attractive all summer, and many varieties offer good yellow fall color. It's also relatively low maintenance once established and attracts early-season pollinators. But here's the caution. Redbud can be short-lived, especially on wet sites. It's susceptible to canker diseases and verticillium wilt. Good drainage and avoiding trunk injuries help prevent problems. The flowers and seed pods can create some litter, though it's minimal. In very cold climates, flower buds can be damaged by late frosts. Number 2. Flowering Dogwood, Cornus florida. At number 9, we have Flowering Dogwood, and this elegant native tree offers spectacular spring blooms and excellent fall color. Flowering Dogwood is a small to medium deciduous tree growing 15 to 30 feet tall with layered, horizontal branching that creates elegant architectural form. In mid-spring, it produces what appear to be large white or pink flowers, though technically these are modified leaves called bracts surrounding tiny true flowers. The blooms last for several weeks. In fall, the leaves turn brilliant red, and bright red berries appear that birds love. Dogwood thrives in partial shade and prefers moist, well-draining acidic soil. It's hardy in zones 5 through 9. Here's the key benefit. Flowering Dogwood offers multi-season interest with spring blooms, attractive summer foliage, fall color, and winter berries. The distinctive horizontal branching creates elegant form that's beautiful even in winter when bare. It's native and supports wildlife. The size is perfect for front yards, and the understory nature means it works well beneath taller trees or near homes without overwhelming the space. But here's the caution. Dogwood has become increasingly susceptible to anthracnose disease and dogwood borer, especially when stressed. It needs proper siting with adequate moisture and protection from hot afternoon sun. Drought stress makes it vulnerable to problems. Some areas have experienced significant dogwood decline. Choose disease-resistant varieties like Appalachian Spring or Cherokee Brave. It also prefers acidic soil and may struggle in alkaline conditions. Number 3. Crabapple, Malus species. Coming in at number 8, we have crabapple trees, and these offer the most spectacular spring flower displays of any flowering tree. Crabapples are small to medium, deciduous trees ranging from 15 to 25 feet tall depending on variety. In mid to late spring, they become completely covered in flowers in shades of white, pink, red, or bicolors. The bloom display lasts for 2 to 3 weeks and is absolutely breathtaking. After flowering, small apples develop in shades of red, yellow, or orange that persist into winter, providing food for birds and ornamental interest. Crabapples thrive in full sun and adapt to most well-draining soils. They're hardy in zones 4 through 8. Here's the key benefit. No flowering tree puts on a more spectacular spring display than crabapples. The sheer abundance of blooms is unmatched. Many varieties offer additional interest with colorful fruits, interesting bark, or purplish foliage. Birds love the fruits in fall and winter. Modern disease-resistant varieties are relatively low maintenance. The size range offers options for small to large front yards. But here's the caution. Older crabapple varieties are highly susceptible to apple scab, fire blight, cedar apple rust, and powdery mildew. Always choose disease-resistant varieties like Prairie Fire, Spring Snow, or Royal Raindrops. Some crabapples produce large fruits that create significant litter and mess. Choose varieties with small, persistent fruits that birds eat. Also, crabapples attract bees heavily during bloom, which is great for pollinators but may concern those with bee allergies. Number 4. Japanese Cherry, Prunus cerulata. At number 7, we have Japanese flowering cherry, and these deliver that iconic spring blossom display that's famous worldwide. Japanese cherries are small to medium deciduous trees growing 15 to 30 feet tall. Varieties like Kwanzan produce masses of double pink flowers in mid-spring that cover the entire tree. Yoshino cherry has single white flowers. The bloom display lasts 1 to 2 weeks and is absolutely spectacular. The trees also offer good fall color and attractive bark. Japanese cherries thrive in full sun and well-draining soil. They're hardy in zones 5 through 8. Here's the key benefit. The spring bloom spectacle is legendary and rivals any flowering tree. Japanese cherries create that romantic, springtime aesthetic that's instantly recognizable. The relatively compact size works well in front yards. The blooms appear before leaves, making the display even more dramatic. Fall color is often good, and the attractive bark adds winter interest. But here's the caution. Japanese cherries can be relatively short-lived, especially in heavy soils or stressful conditions. They're susceptible to various pests and diseases, including borers and canker diseases. Good air circulation and avoiding trunk injuries are important. The abundant flowers create significant litter after blooming, requiring cleanup. They also have shallow roots that can lift pavement if planted too close to sidewalks or driveways. Number 5. Crape Myrtle, Lagerströmia indica. Number 6 is Crape Myrtle, and this southern favorite delivers months of summer blooms plus stunning bark. Crape Myrtle is a small to medium deciduous tree or large shrub growing 15 to 25 feet tall. Unlike spring-blooming trees, Crape Myrtle flowers from midsummer through fall, producing large clusters of crinkled flowers in shades of white, pink, red, lavender, or purple. The exfoliating bark in shades of gray, tan, and cinnamon is beautiful year-round. Fall foliage turns brilliant shades of orange, red, or yellow. Crape Myrtle thrives in full sun and well-draining soil. It's heat and drought tolerant once established. It's hardy in zones 6 through 9, with some varieties hardy to zone 5. Here's the key benefit. Crape Myrtle offers multi-season interest that's rare among flowering trees. Summer blooms last for months when most flowering trees have finished. The exfoliating bark provides winter interest. fall color is excellent. It's heat and drought tolerant, making it perfect for hot southern climates. It's also relatively pest-free when proper varieties are chosen. But here's the caution. Crape myrtle is often severely mispruned in a practice called crape murder, where trees are topped, destroying their natural form. Proper pruning involves only removing spent flowers and any crossing branches. Choose varieties that naturally fit your space rather than trying to control size through topping. Powdery mildew can be a problem in humid climates. Choose resistant varieties. In cold climates below Zone 6, crape myrtle may die back to the ground in harsh winters but usually recovers. Number 6. Magnolia. At number 5, we have saucer magnolia, and these deliver enormous, exotic blooms that create drama in early spring. Saucer magnolia is a small to medium deciduous tree growing 20 to 30 feet tall with a rounded, spreading form. In early spring, before leaves emerge, it produces huge flowers 6 to 10 inches across in shades of white, pink, purple, or bicolors. Each flower looks like an exotic tulip or saucer. The bloom display is short, but absolutely spectacular. Saucer magnolia thrives in full sun to partial shade and prefers moist, well-draining, slightly acidic soil. It's hardy in zones 4 through 9. Here's the key benefit. The enormous flowers are unlike anything else, creating instant drama and sophistication. The early spring bloom provides color when most landscapes are still dormant. The size is appropriate for front yards without overwhelming homes. The large, bold leaves provide good summer presence. Magnolias also have a classic, timeless appeal that works with any architectural style. But here's the caution. The early bloom means flowers can be damaged by late frosts, turning brown and mushy. This is heartbreaking but inevitable some years. Choose late-blooming varieties if late frosts are common in your area. Magnolias also prefer acidic soil and may chloros, yellow, in alkaline soils. They don't transplant well once established, so choose your location carefully. The large flowers and leaves create significant litter after dropping. Number 7. Serviceberry. Number 4 is Serviceberry, also called Juneberry, and this multi-season native offers spring flowers, edible berries, and fall color. Serviceberry is a small deciduous tree or large shrub growing 15 to 25 feet tall. In early spring, it produces delicate white flowers that cover the tree before leaves emerge. In early summer, edible berries ripen from red to purple-black, attracting birds and providing fruit for fresh eating or baking. Fall foliage turns brilliant shades of yellow, orange, and red. Serviceberry thrives in full sun to partial shade and adapts to various soils. It's hardy in zones 4 through 9. Here's the key benefit. Serviceberry offers 4-season interest, spring flowers, summer berries, fall color, and attractive smooth gray bark in winter. It's native and supports wildlife. The edible berries are delicious and can be used like blueberries. The modest size is perfect for smaller front yards. It's also relatively pest-free and low maintenance. The airy form creates a light, natural appearance rather than heavy and formal. But here's the caution. Birds love the berries and will eat them quickly, often before you can harvest any. This is good for wildlife, but disappointing if you want fruit. The berries can also stain pavement if the tree overhangs walkways. Serviceberry can be susceptible to rust diseases and leaf spot in humid climates, though these are rarely serious. It also tends to sucker, producing shoots from the base that need to be removed if you want a single-trunked tree form. Number 8. Kousa dogwood, Cornus Kousa. At number 3, we have Kousa dogwood, and this Asian relative of flowering dogwood offers better disease resistance with similar beauty. Kousa dogwood is a small to medium deciduous tree growing 15 to 30 feet tall with attractive horizontal branching. In late spring to early summer, after leaves have emerged, it produces pointed white or pink bracts that cover the tree. The flowers are followed by strawberry-like fruits in late summer. Fall color is excellent, often ranging from red to purple. The exfoliating bark creates an attractive mottled pattern. Kousa dogwood thrives in full sun to partial shade and prefers moist, well-draining, acidic soil. It's hardy in zones 5 through 8. Here's the key benefit. Kousa dogwood offers the beauty of flowering dogwood with significantly better disease resistance. It's much less susceptible to the anthracnose and borer problems that plague native dogwoods. The later bloom time means flowers aren't damaged by late frosts. The multi-season interest includes flowers, fruit, fall color, and interesting bark. The horizontal branching creates elegant architecture. It's also relatively low maintenance. But here's the caution. Kousa dogwood blooms later than flowering dogwood, after leaves emerge, so the display is less dramatic since flowers appear among foliage rather than on bare branches. The fruits can create litter, though they're attractive and edible. Like flowering dogwood, it prefers acidic soil and may struggle in alkaline conditions. It's also slower growing than many flowering trees, taking longer to reach mature size. Number 9. Star Magnolia, Magnolia stellata. Number 2 is Star Magnolia, and this compact magnolia is perfect for small front yards with space constraints. Star Magnolia is a small deciduous tree or large shrub growing 15 to 20 feet tall with a similar spread. In very early spring, often before any other tree blooms, it produces fragrant white or pink star-shaped flowers with narrow petals. The flowers appear on bare branches and are spectacular. The compact size and slow growth make it ideal for small spaces. Star Magnolia thrives in full sun to partial shade and prefers moist, well-draining, slightly acidic soil. It's hardy in zones 4 through 8. Here's the key benefit. Star Magnolia is the perfect flowering tree for small front yards, staying compact without overwhelming the space. The very early bloom, often in late winter or earliest spring, provides color when nothing else is flowering. The fragrant flowers are a bonus. The slow growth means it stays manageable without constant pruning. It works beautifully as a specimen tree near entryways or in small foundation beds. But here's the caution. The extremely early bloom means flowers are frequently damaged by late frosts and freezes. Some years you may not get a good bloom display. The compact size that's perfect for small spaces also means limited shade and presence compared to larger flowering trees. Like other magnolias, it prefers acidic soil. It's also relatively expensive compared to many flowering trees and can be difficult to find at nurseries. 10. Fringeetree. CHIONAN, THUSVIRGINICUS. And finally, at number 1, we have Fringe tree. And this native beauty delivers the most unique and spectacular flowers of any flowering tree. Fringe tree is a small deciduous tree growing 12 to 20 feet tall with an upright or rounded form. In late spring, it becomes covered in airy, fragrant white flowers with fringe-like petals that create a cloud-like appearance, giving the tree its common name. The flowers are spectacularly unique and highly fragrant. After flowering, female trees produce blue-black fruits that birds love. Fall color is bright yellow. Fringe tree thrives in full sun to partial shade and adapts to various soils. It's native to eastern North America and hardy in zones 3 through 9. Here's the key benefit. The flowers are absolutely unique and spectacular, unlike any other flowering tree. The fragrance is wonderful. Fringe tree is native and supports local wildlife. It's adaptable to various conditions, including clay soil and occasional flooding. The modest size is perfect for front yards. It's also extremely low maintenance, virtually pest and disease-free, and drought-tolerant once established. The late spring bloom means flowers are rarely damaged by frost. Fall color is good, and the fruits provide food for birds. But here's the caution. Fringe tree is slow-growing and can take several years to reach blooming size. Young trees may not flower heavily until they're 5 to 7 years old. It also tends to bloom heavily in alternate years rather than consistently every year. The fruits can create minor litter but are quickly eaten by birds. Male trees produce flowers but no fruit. Female trees produce fruit but need a male nearby for pollination. And there you have it. 10 spectacular flowering trees that will transform your front yard from ordinary to extraordinary. Whether you need a compact tree for a small space or a statement specimen for a larger property, whether you want spring blooms or summer flowers, there's a perfect flowering tree on this list for your front yard. These trees will boost your curb appeal, increase your property value, and give you something beautiful to enjoy every single year. Thanks so much for watching. If you're ready to transform your front yard with a spectacular flowering tree, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more landscaping tips that will make your home the best looking one on the block. I'll see you in the next video where we're covering exactly how to plant and care for flowering trees to ensure they thrive and bloom abundantly for decades. You don't want to miss it.